It's me, Persita, and this is Persita's Paradox. So today, the word of the day is validation. Validation, what does it mean? Quick and easy. Holiday season, your gifts do not determine the validation of what you care or feel about a person. So do not make your gift giving about your gift needing to be large and expensive to prove to someone that you love them. Now, it's very interesting because this is the time of the year that really we know gifting is crucial and everyone's running out to get the most expensive things and all of the good jazz. And I'm gonna be honest, until I had children, Christmas was the most important holiday of my life. Did not care about anything but Christmas. I kept my Christmas trees up well through February, and I just celebrated until you could celebrate no more. After having children, 19 years later, that is not the case. I am absolutely about just taking a breather and actually enjoying the tree right up until the position of New Year's. And then from New Year's, it's over, right? I don't want to go into the new year with a tree. Isn't that funny? But I do recall actually feeling like Christmas was just a major validation of my life. I could determine if my parents loved me, how much my relatives believed in me, or what priority list I was on. I always cared about the money. I mean, just everything about Christmas. I was just Christmas, 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 Christmas. Now that I understand it, and what I mean by understanding it is that it's really a man-made scenario to make us feel good about ourselves during a very stressful time of the year. It also is great to validate yourself and all of the shortcomings you may have had, to fill them with gifts. And it's also a time to actually just love someone and love on them. So it runs the gambit to me across the board of what people are looking for, how they're looking for it, if it's about validation or if it's about love or if it's a little bit of both, or if it's just about spoiling a person. But the truth of the matter is that if we just focus on the portion of the validation today, really quickly, and just understand that we do not want to get into a position of just buying gifts to validate our love. It just doesn't make sense. Most of the time, people enjoy things that are not necessarily homemade, because I must say that I'm kind of on the fence about it. I definitely feel as if a homemade gift or a gift from the heart or crafted gift is crucial and loved, but it's always this dynamic to me of it almost messes my head up, because if it's not a well-made gift or a well-thought-out gift, even if it's homemade, it feels kind of cheesy. So I know that sounds crazy, but that's just the truth of the matter for me. I don't think it's really the gift. For me, it's really not about the gift. It's about the connection, right? It's about the person understanding who you are, what your needs are, and what would actually mean something to you. So validation during this time of the year usually is what a person wants a person to have, not necessarily what a person wants themselves. So I try to strive to say, it's really not about the gift, be it creative or homemade or store-bought and luxury and high-end. It's really about understanding who the person is and what they need at that moment. So the validation for me today is to really take the time, people, to make sure that you are connecting with the individual and not just feeling obligated to buy them a gift because you're going to see them or because they're related. People can pick up on that, and it's a very interesting energy that you put off on people when you don't mean it properly, if your intention is not proper. Now, I'm big on saying that perspective is perspective and a person's perspective is just that, but I'm also big on understanding that intention shines through. Your heart shines through when you're actually moving from your heart, or if you're moving from your head, or if you're moving from your ego. It all shines very brightly as you're executing. So you want to be aware of what that is and not just validate to say, hey, I bought you a gift and it was expensive. And look, I'm looking at the gift you bought me and it was not as expensive. So you don't love me because you didn't do what I did. You want to make sure that if a person is all about the expense, hey, that's what it is. You'll have to deal with that and either buy them something expensive or don't buy them anything at all. But if the person is about the crafts and all of that sort, then you want to be aware that they would appreciate that type of a gift more. I guess what I'm really trying to just emphasize is that it's really about knowing who you're gifting and validating yourself in the love of the person, not validating the gift as a representation of the love for the person. So hopefully that makes sense. It is all over the board. I've gotten all kinds of information about what people feel like they want to give each other. I've even heard someone say, they have extra birthdays going, and if you give them a gift before their birthday, they still want a Christmas gift, and vice versa. And then you hear the person who says, like, no, put it all together and make it work. I guess what I'm still stressing is that each individual person is an individual. So you don't want to glump anyone into any particular category. The key to not falling into worrying about validation via a gift is to actually be able to validate yourself and know that your intentions and your love are coming from that place. And that then will exude over to the person that you're giving the gift to, who will then look at it not as validation of your love, but an extension of your love. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sure you heard plenty of noise in the background today. Family's here, raining outside, but I definitely didn't want to miss putting a video up for you today. So let's affirm. We are all about loving ourselves, validating ourselves first, and not using gifts to validate anyone. That is the key, right? So if we can do that and do the 3 things of life, live life authentic, there is nothing you can't conquer in your life, and there's nothing that you can't get over during this lovely holiday season regarding gifts, overspending, and losing your mind to try to make people happy. So I want you to have a wonderful day. I always appreciate you coming to this channel and liking and sharing and commenting. Please make sure you subscribe. Please feel free to leave comments. I know that I don't really have a channel that warrants a lot of comments. I understand that. But if you do feel the need to say something, feel free to jump right in. Chime in, tell me something great, tell me something bad. Just tell me something. I'd love to hear it. So again, 3 things: live life authentic. Live it lively, authentically. That was fun. I just had to play with that. And again, have a very blessed day.